Today's topic for discussion is types of fossils. The plants found in past are now entirely extinct that are called fossils. Let us see the different types of fossils. There are five main types of fossils made by paleobotanists. Number 1, impression type of fossil. Number 2, petrifaction type. Number 3, compression type of fossil. Number 4, compaction and carbonization. Let us see the details of each type of fossil. Number 1, that is impression. The surface markings of the plant material or the markings of internal cavities of the plant material are called as impression. During the process, the surrounding mud gets deposited on the surface of the plant material, or the mud that gets into the cavity and their impressions are left. In some fine fossils, even details of the venation of leaf, structure of stomata, and the epidermal hairs have been studied. In such impressions, the plant material itself had decayed or turned into coal. However, the surface impressions cannot be relied upon, as we know that the plant like Equisetum, Ephedra and Casuarina are plants of different groups give the same type of impressions. But all of them are widely differentiable and have no affinities and relationships with each other. Next slide. Another type of fossil, that is petrifaction. Another method of preservation of great importance is that the material when laying in water has become infiltrated with mineral matter such as lime, silica, magnesium salt and other similar substances. These salts penetrate the minute cells of the plant and the organic matter is being replaced by the mineral salt. The original organic matter may be completely or partially changed, but its outline and general structure is left in the form of these infiltrated substances. The coal mines, generally the coal balls are found which are formed by infiltration of calcium bicarbonate. Next slide. In another method of preservation in which rare and small parts of plant material such as seeds, pollen grains, spores, etc. have been preserved. In this method, the plant material happens to fall in resin or umber extruded by some plants such as pine trees and others, etc. Next, another type of fossil, that is compression. In this case, hard minerals are generally preserved in compression condition, the compressed condition, and for example large seeds, tree trunk, hard fruits, etc. as a rule very much changed by the vertical pressure of the sediments under which the plant to be fossilized that remains submerged. In this case, the reconstruction of structure may be possible. Next type of fossil, this is compression type of fossil. Next, compaction. It is one more type of fossil. In this type, numerous plant fragments are compacted together, one laying against the other, and as a result, very little of the individual structure is of original material is left behind. Example is coal. Okay. Next, another type of fossil. that is carbonization. Coal balls are the example of this type of fossil. Here the original structure may, in some cases, they retained, but they are formed as a result of loss of hydrogen and oxygen, leaving a residue of carbon only. Next slide. The preserved material is not in all cases the same. That is, materials are preserved in different ways. In some cases, the original material is preserved excellently, whereas in others, they are preserved in the variable changes such as carbonization, petrifaction, compaction, and compression and impression. This type of fossils, next slide. This type of fossils are made on the basis of mode of their preservation, which are already described. According to, one more theory has been given by scientists. According to molecule by molecule represents, that is according to this is one of the theory. According to molecule by molecule replacement theory of fossilization, the original material of plant body is replaced by some mineral substances is rather confusing and misleading. As in the petrified remains of the plants, usually some original cell wall matter is always present. The infiltration theory of fossilization suggests that mineral matters are precipitated as well as the infiltrated in the cell walls. This can be well known by the following diagram. Silica and other ion compounds are precipitated and infiltrated in the cell wall, and later on partial disintegration of semi-buried plants taken place, and then release of carboxylic acid, that is H2S, and humic acid takes place, and some of them reduce later on. Some of them reduced should be silicates, phosphates, etc. present in water. In this way, such fossils are formed. These are the different 5 types of fossils.